I'm here with Kim Kang and Jared Stone, both sophomores and student athletes here at Earlham College. How are you guys doing today?
Doing good, Nate, but I have a quiz I'm about to fail tomorrow.
I feel good. I feel excellent.
What quiz are you going to fail?
Calculus A.
Cool. That's tough. Well, I hope you don't fail it, but if you guys could go into detail about everything that you're involved here at Earlham, so like what do you guys do outside of class or outside of sports?
Well, for me, I like to go to the gym more often this year than my freshman year, so I would like to just work out and get bigger than I was last year so that I could like help my golf teammates win conference this year. And I also like to play basketball on the side just for team bonding or like with randoms, so that's more of like a stress reliever for me here at Earlham.
Yeah, and you do lose in basketball quite a lot to me, but no big deal. What about you, Ken?
For me, I think I have like 4 points left right now. Feels like I will go gym, golf course, classroom at my dorm, and I will hang out with my friends like on a weekend over a weekend. So we have a lot to talk about it, and I think sometimes I'll play ping pong with my friends as well.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
So would you guys say that what you do outside is your normal daily schedule? So like, do you go to class every day and then do you study directly afterwards or do homework, or do you guys go to the gym or play ping pong and then do homework later in the day?
Well, for me, I like to just do the activities, like you said, like go to the gym and stuff, because I don't want to just like focus on school the entire day, and I like to just like do something, like I said, a stress reliever, keep my mind off of it, and then I'll just go to homework depending on how the workload is that day, and I'll just knock those out.
For me though, if it's in season, of course I gotta go practice after school, and after the practice we don't really have that much time. We have to do homework. And if that's off season, like right now, I like to do some homework right after class. I just don't want to handle that at a very late night.
Yeah.
So really that's my daily schedule. And after finishing homework, I'll probably go to gym, and then take a slow shower, have my dinner, and enjoy the night.
Yeah, see, I procrastinate everything, so I come back from class, take like a 3-4 hour nap, and then do homework until the late hours of the night. But that's just me. So how is it being a student athlete at an academically prestigious college? Is it difficult to keep up and not get behind? Because I know for me with golf, it can be really tough since we have back to back, like an entire month of just golf tournaments, and we only have one day off on Tuesday, and that might change in the spring, but it's usually only one day off, and we practice for 3 to 4 hours a day. How do you guys feel about that?
Well, for me, I feel like it could go both ways. So it could be pretty difficult at times, and it could be pretty easy at times, depending on how your schedule is and what your major is. Because I know some of our teammates will have the like bio majors, while some others would have like English majors or something. And like the bio majors, I know they'll take a while and they'll have to put in more work that way. And for me as a business major, I know I don't have a lot of work to do, so like I'm able to like balance my workload better that way. And also like at our school here, we're able to have an easier workload, and our coaches are more involved with us in academics instead of like in other schools. They would focus on that sport specifically. So our coaches here do a good job at making sure we get our work done before doing the sport itself, and make sure we graduate on time and all that stuff.
Yeah, what about you, Kim?
For me, I mean, as what Jerry just said, it could get easy and it could get hard. For me, sometimes it's hard. I feel it's difficult because I think you cannot handle both, like academic and golf, like perfectly, and start getting to the points like you don't have enough time to really push your golf skill to the next level, because you cannot have that many time on a practice driving range, and if you come back late, of course you're gonna missing the dinner or the tourist session. So you're missing some of chance. So at this point, you start getting to like some things like how you use the time efficiently. Like you don't have to go to the session if you get all of it from the classroom. You don't need that much time spent on the driving range if you really learn a lot on the golf course. So for me though, I definitely did a lot of things to get used to it, and you just use time properly. Like and like when you feel like you lose, sometimes you're like, I just want to watch YouTube video for 30 minutes. You gotta tell like I really don't have time for that.
Yeah.
I really have to do something to make my life easier.
Yeah.
By sacrificing the time right now. So.
Yeah, and I definitely think one thing at Earlham that is very helpful is the open door policy we have here, and how professors are really willing to talk to you outside of class, like set up times where you can go into their office and talk to them about certain topics in class. And also, even Seth Palace, like he'll give you his phone number at the very beginning of the semester, and he's like, if you need me at any time, just send me a text, or we can FaceTime over the weekend if you have any questions about my class or anything in your future career, which I think is really helpful. So let's go back to before Earlham. How did you choose, or how did you hear about Earlham, and why did you choose Earlham over other colleges?
Well, for me, how I heard about it was mainly from our coach right now, because I was at my senior year in high school. I was at a showcase in Las Vegas in the month of December, and after that showcase, that's when our coach for golf pretty much just contacted me, and that was like one of two colleges that contacted me, and I felt a better connection here than the other college that contacted me. And why I chose it is because I felt like it was going to be a great opportunity for me to just, not because of golf, but like being able to move out of my state, which was California, and like move away from my friends and like experience a different opportunity that not a lot of my friends could have, or anyone else in my family has.
Yeah, definitely. What about you, Kim?
For me, I heard a lot about Earlham from my friends, and this it's a real story. Like he called me like the first semester he been here. He said, "Hey Kim, like you have no idea how much I put on my English skill." And I was like, "Oh yeah, is the class tough?" And he said, "It's really tough." And I learned a lot. I like how you feel, and that's the first impression of for me though about Earlham College is like it can make you learn a lot of things. And then the coach contacted me as well at the senior showcase, but this time I meet him at the Innisbrook, and he said, you know what, come and visit. And I come here and visit, and I look around, I really like it, and what really make me to make the decision is so we're on the tour, the campus tour, and then the people who walking by is like, are you visiting Earlham College? I'm like, yeah. Then, hey, you really like it. You're gonna be like it.
Yeah.
So honestly, I feel if that happened on my middle school or high school, honestly nobody cares. Like you're visiting.
Yeah.
Like, why would you like it here or not? But like here, I feel like the people care like what you're doing. Are you good? Like do you want to talk to me? Are you fine? You definitely feel more connected. So
yeah.
I like the kind of feel, and that's another reason why I chose to be free here.
Yeah, so you brought up that a previous student that you knew here improved his English skills. So we didn't mention earlier, but you're originally from China. So how was that transition from being from China to going to school in the U.S.? Was it difficult, or what did you have to do to overcome that transition?
It's pretty hard. Everything is different. The language, of course, but if we want to get in more deep, it's the way how people think. So, for example, though, let's say if I eating dinner with Jerry right now, and I just don't like drink water, I probably tell him, hey, you know what? How about let's drink Coke? I will not tell him straightforward, because for him, for everybody in China, this is a little bit seems like disrespect.
Yeah.
You just cannot tell me that straightforward.
Yeah.
If you try to tell me places all even countries I'm telling you like I don't like to drink water.
Yeah.
But right here, you're never gonna solve the problem if you don't tell me straightforward, because it's gonna be like, what is wrong with you? Just tell me what you want. And it took me a lot of time, actually a lot of time, because every situation, like, I have to recognize, like, it's the situation. I can tell what I think, or I have to, maybe tell him other time in secret. But I think I'm fine right now, and I think the people here are really nice. So sometimes even you make mistake, the people will forgive.
It definitely helps that Earlham College has a wide range of diversity. So I know there's at least over 50 to about 100 students that are from Asia or China, Japan, and the list goes on, and we're well represented. Actually, you said something earlier, Jared, about how many students we have, like, from different countries. What was the fact that you said earlier?
So, like, from my visit here, they said that there's at least one kid from every country in the world that goes to Earlham College here.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy for me because, I mean, I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana, which is diverse, but having a student from every country is just absolutely insane to me. And so you're originally from Cali, so what was that transition from California to Indiana? Obviously weather, because it snowed here about 2 weeks ago, which I'm sure that doesn't happen in Cali very often.
Nah, that doesn't really happen. But like my transition from California to here, I mean, to be honest, it wasn't that hard for me because for me personally, I'm a pretty outgoing person, so like I knew it wasn't gonna be that hard to make a lot of new friends and stuff and like adjust to like the culture here, even though I could tell the major culture changes. But like the people here are pretty nice, so that they teach me everything new and I teach them my ways at like California. And that's what I like about here is that we get to learn from each other for such a small school.
Yeah, it's definitely cool being at Earlham because everyone's so open arms and welcoming, which is one of my favorite aspects of Earlham. So about open arms and people welcoming you, I think it's really important to come to a new school and finding your group of friends and not knowing anyone prior. You knew someone prior, but they were already gone before you came to Earlham, Kim. So how did you go about this to make friends at school when you first got here?
I think that's the benefit to choose Earlham College, and it's the classroom experience.
Mm-hmm.
So like you have, and the seminar that I had, we only have like 12 people.
Yeah.
And you honestly, like, if you pay attention to it, you can remember everybody's name at the first class. And so you can start talk with them, and it's like you remember where they're from, of course, their name, and then why they become here, and then it gives you a lot of like background information. You can work into it for each person, and then from that on, you guys can do homework together. You guys feel more related compared to like a few hundred of people in the same classroom. You guys have no idea who's sitting next to each other, and that's how I find my like first group of friends.
Yeah.
We have the same classroom, we have the same schedule, and we always hang out together. And I have some friends like hang out with me right now, even though we have different schedule now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's definitely awesome. What about you, Jared?
So, my way, like I said, I'm a pretty outgoing person, so being able to find a group of friends wasn't that hard for me here. Especially when I had you guys as my teammates, like I felt pretty confident coming in just because I knew my team already. It's not like I came here not knowing anybody. But if I did come in not knowing anybody, I feel like it wouldn't be that hard because outgoing person again. And like the way I make friends is like by doing the activities I like to do. So like play basketball, I made some friends that way, like from lacrosse or something, or the men's basketball team. That's how I made friends, just by the talents I've had over the years. And
that's it? Yeah. For me, I knew someone prior. He went to my high school, but one of the things that Earlham did a really good job about is new student orientation. So we got in those little groups of, I don't know, maybe 10 or 12. And for the first 3 days before school, you're with that group for those 3-4 days. So that really helps you find at least one person that you have common interests with. So that helps me, especially coming here, because I knew someone prior, but I had 10 plus friends after the first few days with that new student orientation. And to talk about that was actually one of my favorite moments at Earlham, because obviously it was my first time being here and I made friends there. So what are some of your guys' favorite moments or memories here at Earlham?
Well, for me, it would definitely have to be the first time our golf team has won a tournament between like the 4 years that this program has been around, and that's like huge for us because it gives us the confidence and what we could have for the future, for what coach will have, and the confidence of that we could just win more tournaments and potentially win a national championship one day at this school.
Yeah, that'd be definitely cool to bring back a national championship to Earlham, especially in the first few years of actually having a team. What about you, Kim?
For me though, I actually didn't know that was our first win, like because nobody told me that. It's like, and I know that after we ring the bell, but what's the difference? So you know what? Actually, before I come to US, I play golf like for 4 years already.
Yeah.
And I play as individual. So always about myself. The game is always about myself, and I feel normal actually. No matter I win or lose, I feel like it's all by myself. Like it's nobody else on the course. Like when I have to make a decision. And my favorite moment at Earlham is like the first time I feel the sports has become to a group sport.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody counts. All the decision you make counts as a group.
Yeah.
So decision, maybe some people will feel like that's gonna bring me like more pressure, but sometimes it will. But also like when I play good, I can feel like there's somebody else like standing right there that gonna feel happy as well.
Yeah.
It's like we're together. Like I'm not against like something that's like feel pressure like by myself. Like I'm against them with my group together. So no matter what happens, we're sort of like a family, and that's like the favorite moment. Like no matter I win or lose, every tournament is my favorite moment.
Yeah, definitely. That's about the same for me, and I would say you could do that across all spectrums of Earlham. So any sports or any clubs that you're in, really you adopt them as your friends, and then they become family. So I think that's really cool, is that everyone becomes super close here at Earlham, and it's one of my favorite aspects / moments, you could say. So if you guys had to talk about your favorite aspects of Richmond or Earlham, what would they be?
Well, for me, going from California to here, there's definitely a lot of differences for sure here at Richmond. So like my favorite aspects of Richmond would be the restaurants and the diversity in the area, because whenever I ask you guys if you want to go out to eat dinner, I automatically think like the California things like In-N-Out, McDonald's, or Olive Garden.
Yeah.
But you guys give me like random names I've never heard of, and you always say like the sketchy places are always the best food areas. And
yeah, the little hole in the walls are definitely. Yeah. You don't expect it because you look at the outside and you're like, maybe I don't want to go in here, maybe I do, and then you go in there and you definitely want to come back to it.
Oh yeah, for sure. You guys taking me to multiple restaurants that I want to show my friends and family one day.
Yeah.
And my favorite aspects here at Earlham is the diversity, once again. So like everybody from different countries, you get to learn their culture, they get to learn your culture as well, and you just like build off of that. You guys could all have an idea one day, and then you realize that after you graduate from here, you guys are friends for life, and you could go back home one day and be like, yeah, I have a friend from Africa, Asia, and so on. So like those friendships you build here will last forever.
Yeah, it's definitely cool because I'm planning a trip this summer to go travel the world, and I have friends like Kim that's in China, people in Singapore, the Philippines, and I can just go visit all of them once we're out of college and done with college. What about you, Kim? What's your favorite aspects of Richmond or Earlham?
My favorite aspect of Earlham, I would say definitely, is the office hours. So like I can just um, it shows that like we don't have that much distance between student and professor.
Yeah.
And another example is gonna be like we don't have to say like Mister,
Yeah.
We can just call their first name.
Yeah.
I mean, I still remember I made mistake in my high school. I didn't say like Mister or something, and I get a call for that. And
Oh, really?
Then people get really mad, and
Wow.
they send me a long response like, "Hey, just not respectful." So like, see, I understand that as well, but I just feel like by next time when I'm sending something, I will ask myself, is that really important? Like, do I really want to ask him about it? So like in Earlham, like it's not gonna be a problem. Just like become a friend, you have professor, and just go to office hour or whatever you want it, and you can ask for help, like about the major or like the question you don't understand, or sometimes it's nice to talk to a professor. It's
Yeah.
not that convenient, and I think that's one of like valuable resource that we're gonna use in Earlham, and that's my favorite aspect of Earlham.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, a few years ago, I really didn't think I needed help, and I thought I had everything figured out. And one day I was like, well, I need to go talk to someone about this because I had no idea what I was doing. And I walked into Jean's office, and it was my first time ever talking to Jean. And ever since then, me and Jean have been pretty close. And anytime I have a problem, Jean's the first one I go to. And I haven't even had a class with him, which I think's the coolest part about that is I haven't even had a class with him, and he's still willing to talk to me, give me advice on anything like that. So, what would you guys say is your process to study for exams, or like how do you guys prepare for classes since we're such an academically profound institution?
Well, for me, the way I study for exams is by like going through the notes and slides that our teachers gave us that day or throughout the weeks that help build up to this quiz or exam that we're going to have. And how I excel in classes is, like Kim said, the open door policy is very helpful because I get to go to my teachers like pretty much whenever their door is open and ask them questions, and they're very respectful and they don't like criticize you for being dumb or being smart. Like they want to make sure you pass the class and they want to help you succeed after Earlham. And also this school is pretty good with like tutoring, and there's a lot of TAs that will help you in that class that you're struggling with. So like it could be like in any building, so like mainly the library, they'll have like a writing center that could help you with your essays and stuff. So if you're like in a tough class that needs writing or that they focus on writing, the writing center will definitely help you in the library.
Yeah, definitely.
For me though, I feel like I'm not self-disciplined sometimes. Like I'm so hard to put myself into the study moment or environment. I just feel like I've done that enough in the morning. I don't wanna study at all after that. So I think the study groups is what I usually go to. It's like sort of like study. Of course you study, but like you can talk with your friend.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, you know what? I think we're doing enough of work. How about let's talk about how you doing today? What's your plan for the next weekend, the fall break, winter break? How's your sampling? You just you don't get to dry it out about just sitting there and then study. And for me, I think that's the best way to work out for me. I always get my grades up and time when it needs to be.
Yeah, for sure. My first semester here, I thought I was going to be perfectly fine since I'm a transfer student and did really well at my last college, and came here and realized that it's a completely different monster for classes here. So my first semester, I had a tutor or went to the writing center for every single class. So I used all the resources possible and had a very bad GPA my first semester here, but now I have improved that GPA extremely and never thought I'd be able to be at where I am right now. So definitely using all your resources for me is the biggest thing to excel in the classes here at Earlham. And what advice would you guys give a prospective student or a student that would think about coming to Earlham?
Well, for me, one thing would be make sure you'll always be doing something, because for me personally, I know that when you go to college, you don't actually expect a lot of time, but actually you have a lot of time on your hands after classes because your schedule is so separated that you have a lot of time throughout the day after your classes. So just making sure like you do like your homework or some type of activity so you don't always get bored. And another piece of advice would be like don't get too carried away, because like I'm saying, like when you have a lot of time on your hands, you don't want to just like do like drugs or something. I mean, like of course you would like to have fun, but like don't get too carried away with it, and just make sure you know your limits. And also like I was saying, with having a lot of time, like our golf team currently is on off season, so that kind of just takes out a big chunk of our schedule of having
definitely.
practice. So like being able to do something, like for me, I make sure I still go to our golf studio and get some balls hit on our simulator. So like that keeps me busy. So yeah, just make sure like you're always doing something, because college will go by pretty fast. So enjoy it as much as you can.
Yeah, for sure. What about you, Kim?
My advice is gonna be always talk to somebody. Like, tell them what you think, and don't go ask for help if you need it. Because I feel the college is gonna be the last station for you to go to the real world.
Yeah.
And you know it's gonna be nice if you can get some help, and tell people like you worry about your future. Tell people like you don't know what to do. At the end of the day, they want you to be the better person. They want you to be the best. Like they want you to be better, and they want you to have to really be happy. And the people here care about you, and I think that's something that's really different. Like probably like some of others who are gonna say that too. I will care about you, but about the time when they give like personal advice, they're probably gonna say, you know what, just drink more water.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like here they can really give some like good valuable advice.
Yeah.
So I think that's always talk to somebody. Like don't hide. Like if you have a question, people sit next to you have the answer. The dumbest thing you can do is don't ask.
Yeah.
Like there's no stupid question. Just always talk to people.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so these last few questions, we're going to call them the rapid fire questions. So we're just going to go through them quick, and if you guys have a little explanation behind it, go ahead and give your explanation. So, who's your guys' favorite professor?
Gene Hambrick.
What about you, Ken?
For Reba.
Is there any explanation behind those?
Yeah, for me though, she's really nice. She if you're stressed out, she will send you email like, hey, do you need some help? Come to my office hour.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, after I tell her that I need more help, and she said, well, you can come over after your practice. That's usually 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. and she's still in her office.
Really?
So yeah, so that was like, whoa. I mean, thank you so much, and
Yeah.
I respect that a lot actually.
That's awesome. Do you have any reason for Gene Hambrick?
Well, for him, like when I took his class last year, he pretty much influenced me to what major I want to do now, which is marketing. And like the way he talks, like he knows what he's doing, and like the relationship that we build together just after that one class is strong enough to where, like I know he'll help me throughout the process here, throughout my life here at Earlham, and I know that he'll be there for me even after Earlham if I have any questions for him. And I know he's the type of person that he would want me to keep in touch with throughout my life.
Yeah, that's awesome. Definitely building that relationship with the professor to professional level and also a personal level. So, your guys' favorite class that you've taken at Earlham?
Piano, because with Earlham College already being such a good job at classroom experience, and for me not being able to play piano for my whole life and just taking 2 semesters of it already, I have already achieved intermediate level according to my teacher, and like she was like, nice enough to help me throughout the process, and because of her, I'm able to play piano at a pretty decent level now.
That's pretty awesome. So you want to play piano now for us, or?
Yeah, I wish I could. There's no piano in here. I would definitely do it.
What about you, Kim? What's your favorite class, or what was your favorite class?
You know, I think it's quite hard to pick the favorite professor or favorite class because all professors are nice. You know, it's really hard to pick the favorite one. And the favorite class, I think I learned a lot from many of the classes. If I have to choose one, I would definitely say the. I feel guilty because I chose this one. I didn't choose other professors' class. Public speaking. You know, like yeah, it's definitely it helped my language.
Yeah,
It's
for sure.
It's simple, straightforward. You know, it's helped my accent. The professor right now, Candice, she's still helping me with my accent right now. You know, like I had that class the first semester. Now I'm sophomore already.
Yeah.
So she said, you know what? Just come to my office whenever you want it. And we're just gonna, you can read a short article, and we're just gonna work on your pronunciation.
Yeah.
So I feel that's really wow. But you see, like other classes, supply chain, INT, world business, econ. I learned a lot from these classes.
Yeah.
So I really enjoy it.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I don't like all the classes I've taken like you, but there's definitely a lot that I could definitely put up as one of my favorites. So what would you say the main difference between China and the U.S. for you, Kim?
The culture that I just mentioned, you know, like the way, how different people are thinking, you know. And also, you know what, I think the sports golf is a little bit different as well. Because it's quite interesting. In China, the people, including me, myself, are so focused on, you know, the perfect golf swing.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding. Like, I'm going to take 10 video swing. I'm still doing it today, but not 10. I got to take one per day.
Yeah.
So, you know, I understand better how, you know, so, okay, just get, like, easy down a little bit. So, which means we know, like, in the United States, we know how to use science into a sport. So we know, you know, like, you know, everybody's different. Just design your own golf swing. We know the reason why I cannot do that. I know the reason why I'm not able to do this or able to do that. And there's science, you know, support it.
Yeah.
So, and that's really helped me, you know, open another world. Is, you know, like to really learn the difference between country and country.
Yeah.
And in China, I believe that people knows that, but they just don't used to make a change.
Yeah. Yeah, because the mindset's just so different between culture and culture.
Yeah.
So what would you say the main difference between California and Indiana or Richmond, Indiana?
For this one, the obvious one has to be the weather for sure. Because my freshman year, so I've only been to the East Coast once, but I haven't spent like an entire year in it. So coming here, I noticed that the first few months, so the fall season, it's under humidity. So I'm just like, oh my God, why it's so hot here and sticky?
Yeah.
But then after that, throughout the spring also, it's like 20 degrees out.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this?
I thought it was crazy this year how it was almost 90 degrees at the beginning of the week, and then at the end of the week it was like a low of like 35 or 40, and I was like, well, that's Midwest weather for you.
Yeah, and this is also the first time when I was able to see snow for multiple days. And so like now, like my sophomore year, I enjoy the humidity as much as I can in the fall because I know the rest of the year is pretty much going to be cold, so can't really complain both ways.
Yeah.
I have to enjoy one of them. As long as we're able to golf outside, we're all good.
Yeah, for sure. All right, last question. If you had to go through the entire college process again, would you choose Earlham?
Well, you see, I was actually on some pivoting points on this question, but I would have to say yes because the opportunities that you have here at Earlham, you can't get anywhere else, in my experiences, from visiting other colleges like in California or in Ohio that I visited. So, for example, Earlham here, like they have this thing called the Epic Advantage. So like they like fund a good amount of money for you to travel to a different country and learn about it depending on your major. So, like, the school is basically paying for it from your tuition, so that you're basically going on it for free.
Yeah.
And you get to go on it with different classmates in the school and a teacher as well, depending on your choice. And I find that a lot of fun because you get to go to a different country and experience a whole new culture there for free with like your classmates or even your friends, and you get to build relationships from a different country as well. And so, like, being able to have that opportunity is much different from other colleges that I've experienced.
Yeah, for sure. I have friends that go to IUPUI, IU, UIndy, and other schools around Indiana, and if they go abroad or do anything like that, they have to fork over a lot of money, which we're lucky here to be able to do it for free through the Epic Advantage. What would you say, Kim? Would you choose Earlham again?
I would say definitely. But I was not that confident if you asked me like a year ago, like at the beginning of the semester, first semester, because I was worrying a lot of things. I was worrying like how about the golf program is not gonna go that well, how about my personal experience not gonna go that well. You know what? Like now when I look back, I feel satisfied like for a lot of things right here. I don't like we don't have breakfast on weekend, but like I like a lot of stuff we have here. You know what? And it's quite hard. Like even I love my high school, but there's a lot of things I can talk bad about my high school if I want to. And also, you know what? There's something that I was not expected. Like the people here.
Yeah.
They like to share things. You know what? Like the people say, hey, that's not a really big difference. No, like they really like to share. They treat you as a family. They talk to you and like say, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that?
Yeah.
And that's really valuable because sometimes you're not gonna learn everything inside of the classroom.
Yeah.
You have to learn something outside of the classroom. And for me though, I'm already studying abroad. So like those conversations I will think is a valuable experience for me.
Yeah.
Because that's not something I will know, if I'm still in China. So I'll definitely choose Earlham again if I have a choice.
You got something to just say, Jared?
Yeah, I got one more thing to add. Like another reason why I would come back or choose it again is because of the teachers and the classroom sizes. Because from my experience from visiting other colleges compared to here, like the teachers are way nicer and they're more involved with you than any other colleges, because the other colleges, they would have bigger classrooms, like thousands or even like 500 kids or something.
Yeah.
And the teacher won't even know who you are until you just go up to him and be like, hey, I'm Jared. But on the first day of class here at Earlham, for any class, they want to know your name, major, where you're from, and all that stuff, which I like because that just shows that they want to know who you are and they want you to share ideas in the classroom with everyone else, and that could like build off to like larger things in life.
Yeah, definitely. Like I had a class this semester, symbolic logic, with Malik Barrett, and I didn't even introduce myself to him after the first week, and I think it was the second or third week. He already knew my name. He already knew I played golf. Like he was well informed, and I didn't even tell him anything about myself. I talked to him. I was like, "Hi, Malik." He's like, "You're Nate," and I was like, all right, you're already on top of it, which I think is really cool because, I mean, like you said, you go to another college and introduce yourself, they'll probably forget in 5 minutes or something like that, but they definitely care here at Earlham. All right, well, thank you, Jared, and thank you, Kim, for doing this podcast with me. I hope to beat you in basketball and ping pong here soon. Be sure to check out the Earlham College podcast on SoundCloud and at earlham.edu/podcast. I'm Nathan Mynatt, and I'll see you next time.